Hello, and welcome to the College Football Today Season 2 podcast. This is Coach Trout. I just traveled across Alabama down here to the Gulf Shores to stay in a beautiful cabin, talk some tokenomics and college football. It's always bothered me a little bit that student athletes, football players especially, they want paid to play the game of football, which is not a right. It's actually something you need to earn every day, playing time, being on the field, just from being around the game for so long myself. That's never been a topic that has ever been brought up amongst any of the players I've played with. What we did know how to do was go make our own money and set up our own gigs, set up our own things off the field and online, especially me. I started helping guys get to next level pro teams while I was playing arena ball for the Cape Fear Heroes. A lot of them got other places. I did it in Reno, Nevada as well. I've done it a lot of different ways, mostly online. You can reach a lot more people at once. It's like casting a wide net out there and seeing what you can drag in. It's not, rocket science, which isn't that hard either. It's just mixing a couple chemicals together, to make a rocket go boom. But it's very simple, and it's a very logical solution to the problem that exists today with, we have unions being formed by players asking for 50% of conference revenues and stuff like that. That's ludicrous. You can make way more money doing it yourself. And that's something I've always taken pride in. And as an athlete at a major university, at a small university, at a D3, a NAIA, a JUCO, anywhere, you can do it yourself. And I never understood why you're not. And I understand like the Terrell Pryor situation with Jim Tressel, who's the founder of the glorious house that is Ohio State University. He's the one who started the construction, built the woodwork, the framework, laid a beautiful foundation for guys like Urban Meyer to come in and coach Ryan Day, and both of them did a fabulous job as well. But let's be real about it. The rules are changing, hopefully, and they would allow athletes to do this, to make money online in all the different ways that you can, and spread your net. Because if you spread your net wide enough, you have sales coming in from China, like I did last year, Australia, all over Europe, Canada. You're not hitting them markets right now. Not at all. None of you are, pretty much. From what I've seen, even some of the big time players, I guess, are more globalized, but most of the big time college football players are not. And your logos are like creative logos based off of your team's designs and stuff, like the Magic Tiger with a hat. It looked nothing like anything in college football. It showed in Europe. And it wasn't that good. I didn't make it. Somebody else did. The stuff I make's way better. So let's get into, more of how it's done, more of, the construction of the tokenomics, which doesn't have to be done with tokens. It's an idea that actually makes a lot of logical sense. But you can do it with these tokens, and I think it's more of it's catchy. One, each team having their own symbol on the token, their creative arts department, their technology departments, all working together in unison to raise that token's value across the board, across campus. That's how these things work. I've watched network ramifications on RokFin. When College Football Today got taken down, it was like death toll. Thanks for that, guys, but anyway, it wasn't anybody, by the way. It was whoever hosts my website server, it was them. So it really was forced by me. So I didn't get in trouble. Nobody said anything. I actually got licensing agreements with colleges. Liberty was my favorite one. Thank you. I was really excited when that happened. Actually, it actually made all the hard work worth it. Even though I didn't finish, the paperwork and all that stuff, because after I thought about it and the headaches, it's just headache after headache after headache. You just don't want to deal with that when you have to deal with a lot of other headaches already. And then, if you combine all those headaches together and you've already had a lot of headaches playing football, it's just a little too much to handle for one person. So, but I did very well this bowl season, like handling it all. It wasn't easy. It's like working 20 something hours a day, really, to do the recruiting, the top 25, all of those things that were on College Football Today that really popped, Heisman stuff. You know, it's not um, it's not that hard. Like, for if you are already at the university and know how to do what I do with the Google algorithm, which isn't hard for you to figure out either if it's taught. I believe that an athlete could make unlimited income for their own, and the university never have to come out of pocket and pay them. I do believe that the token, that's how its value will gain the interest over time. That's how it'll keep increasing over time, the net worth value of your ecosystem at your university. Uh, you know, I wrote it all out. It's on collegefootballnow.org. It's on RokFin Premium. I'm adding all the new stuff to the RokFin Premium, and I'm not putting everything out there. I just can't. I don't want everybody to see every idea, because there's literally thousands that I have right now that could really fix a lot of problems real fast if implemented quickly, which I see universities already starting this implementation process, a lot of schools, but then I see a lot of them doing it the wrong way as well. And I'm not casting judgment. This is new to everybody. It was new to me. It's new to the world. I mean, it's really new to the United States. It's not that new to the world. They're just more ahead of us with it for some reason. But I've been studying their trends overseas, in China, in Australia, in all these different places, to learn really about when the price goes up and goes down and all this stuff, which is really hard to do, studying that stuff, but you can. And there's little triggers that make the price really go down, like China. Saying we banned crypto for the fourth time, I think, since crypto's been around. Which I believe, it's my opinion that they do it to make the price plummet and then buy it all. And, we all buy back in as it's going up, and they bought it at the bottom, and they're just stacking, poly and all this stuff for global dominance. But I mean, that's what I'm trying to do too. I'm trying to time it. Sometimes, you gotta really study a little bit, but at the same time, it's not that hard either. We know it goes up, it goes down. You have to be prepared for that, which is why there's the Ryan Day token, I call it. I'm giving everything little nicknames, for teaching purposes. It's not because I'm making fun of a coach or anything like that. That was the first thing that popped in my head when I seen DAI coin token. I was like, just the Ryan Day token. It's reliable. It doesn't go down. It does go up and down, like a little tiny bit. But when it goes up, it's really funny because it's like when everything's crashing, the Ryan Day token's just, actually pumping to, like, I think it went to like $1.50 one day. I was like, what the heck? I was like, this coin's supposed to stay stable. But that's what's great about Coach Ryan Day. If you think about it, he's very, like, cool, calm, collected. He doesn't break, character, really. If it is character, I don't believe it is. That he couldn't be that, good at faking how good he really is. I mean, that's a guy that I really respect as a coach, because the way he can mold players into next level NFL, talent with his schemes alone. Urban Meyer was good at it, but nothing he produced. Let's put it this way: the quarterbacks that play for Urban Meyer, like Dwayne Haskins and guys like that at Ohio State, were products of Urban Meyer's system. And it was fairly becoming new, like, his style, the spread, the RPO system and everything. It's not new anymore. And then the way Ryan Day switched it up really came in what I like to do, stability, like a pro-style offense, but we're really mixing in the run pass game and play a lot of play action stuff. And Justin Fields just ate all day. I mean, he was perfect for it. A lot of guys will get a kid like Justin Fields in college, and you're running option, running them all the time. That wasn't how he played the game with them. And that was, that's why I came up with the Ryan Day token. I think it's reliable, stable. So anyway, when the price is plummeting to the ground, or it just starts to go, I mean, I don't panic at first this every day because sometimes it shoots right back up and you're like, oh crap, like, probably just could have made a lot more money, but I panicked. But you can tell if it just keeps going and the trends from the day before and weeks before. If you see a downward slope and then there's no reason to keep bleeding. Not cash out. Convert it to Ryan Day token and then wait. And wait for it to really, go down to the very bottom. And when it goes down to the very bottom, buy back in. And all that gap that you just would have bled out on, now you're making money going back up. And it's not easy. And that's the beauty of it, though, really, because college football isn't either, and this situation isn't easy either. But I am suggesting that you use it because I think it would be really cool. I think that it would create a competition between universities, not just on the football field. Everybody wants, and it doesn't have to be the CFB token because there actually is already one I found out last night, created by a student coin company or some crap that just started tweeting like yesterday, and it's been, I think whoever the student was that made it, because they're partners with like 500 universities now, and I think the project's a really cool project, don't get me wrong. I don't think I'm not saying that I didn't steal their idea, trust me. I don't know what it's for. I don't know if it's for college football. I don't know what it's for, but it's the CFB coin. It's been around since I think December or back in 2019, and it's gone nowhere. So realistically, now that we know that it's gone nowhere, it's pretty much gone nowhere, and that's the weird part about it, because you think a coin with CFB would be going somewhere, and it's worth like nothing, but it did get some sales the other night after I announced that this new CFB idea, really. I mean, I'm going to try and make it happen. I know the people to make it happen. I got partners that could make it happen. I know code writers that could help make it happen. The man staying at his cabin here, which you'll see later today on my podcast, he created a scholarship program for the automotive industry and NASCAR. He created a NASCAR online, an online service for NASCAR or something like that. I mean, we talked for a while, and I'm going to pick his brain for a little bit too and see how the tokenomics could be brought, into the college atmosphere. But really, the ideas are already on paper on collegefootball.org, some of them. But now you're hearing it, more from a logical standpoint. I know it sounds like some people are like, wow, that's so far-fetched. Some people are like, wow, that's awesome. You always get mixed reviews with things like these because they're new and people don't really think the way some of us do. So it's more about what's fair, what's right. You get the right to play football. You get the right to go to college. You get a free education. That's all good. But now you get to do your own thing and make your own money while learning all of these new ways to make money in college, and then leaving college with money, and then going to make more money with all the things you just learned. And it creates a much better economy, much better job market for kids leaving college, because right now, I looked at the statistics. I think I posted on my Facebook one day to the business page, 53% of college students can't find a job within and it's a long time after college. It's not, a few months. And if all of these things were implemented, then we would sit back and watch that number change very quickly, because most of the kids will have created their own job if they wanted to. Now, if they want to get another field and all that stuff, that's fine too, but there's ways to make money with that nowadays too. Say they learn how, the trip program, it's, the cars and the automotives, and they want to fix cars, and they get really good at it in college, and they want to go viral with it and teach other people online how to do it and charge for it. And, they're allowed to do that though, I believe. I mean, that's something that you can do in college, but you can't do it as a football player because it's your likeness you're using, and that's what's selling it, not your academic skill or your knowledge of the subject, or your coaching skills, or things like that could be used to not only monetize, and make money, doing it, but also teach others, especially the youth, advanced concepts that they're using at the college university. So, and I think that plays a vital role in the whole ecosystem of each university. I was up all night thinking about this. I drove out here all day in traffic, looked around, sat in. I mean, it's beautiful scenery. You're sitting on the ocean, and water is actually coming onto the bridge. It's a little scary as well, but I sat there for like 2 hours straight. Very disheartening when you're going to your new place and you're excited about it, and then you're sitting there sweltering heat, watching water and fish jump onto the daggum highway. Like, it's a little awkward, but anyway, I think this is a good idea. But I'm getting back to the football part. I've already kind of put this off on some other people to start the infrastructure of like how we're gonna build it technically on a computer, and the rest will take care of itself. I mean, I can put it on. I put that on paper. What I have on College Football Today in about an hour maybe, and I re-edited probably 5 or 6 times because there's a lot of grammatical errors. But I'm real about it because that's what I wanted to do. I put up a rough draft. That's what the kids should do too. Anybody that wants to try and solve an issue, take all the pieces of the puzzle and put it together in an algorithm of some sort. You can literally just make up your own, but if it makes sense and people get it and it's logical based off real life facts and things we've already seen, you can't keep making the same mistakes over and over and over again. It's not smart. 2, it's just over and over and over again. It's like beating a drum every year. I just a lot of people are just like, well, let's just play football. We want the kids to have fun. We want to watch football. We want to analyze it. We want the NFL stuff. We want kids to get free education. We want all this great stuff. But when it comes time to kid goes and sells his jerseys, signs a jersey for and sells it, or shoes or whatever Pryor did at Ohio State, then all of a sudden, I just know that story very well because I was living in Pittsburgh for a while, and also the Maurice Clarett story. All of those things shouldn't have happened. One, I mean, they should have been allowed to keep playing, but that's not the NCAA's fault. That's not anybody's fault. Like, times are changing, and everything needs to keep moving along with it, or we're gonna look stupid. Because if you think about unionizing college football and sports college sports would just be terrible. Getting lawyers involved with college athletics will never work out well, and in my opinion, if that were to happen, we might see football just say, you know what, it's not worth it. And I said on Facebook, except the SEC. I mean, I think the SEC will just keep playing, but there's a lot of teams that'll just pack up their bags because we see what happened with COVID. Schools, it wasn't so much that they were worried about people dying or anything like that or getting sick. They're worried about the liability factor. And the liability factor of letting kids back on the field, coming back to school with the disease going around and all that stuff, lawyers start to get involved in class action lawsuits and all that stuff. All of a sudden, the university's coming out of their pocket millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. And that's never good for a school's ecosystem. So, I get it. I mean, I get all that. So, what I'm saying is you have to have all of the pieces to the wheel of how the infrastructure of a university and a college football program, a college sports program, women's sports, women's soccer is very popular. At a lot of schools I've been to, big time ways to monetize those things too for the athletes. So then you don't gotta pay them what they're going to be asking for. So, I've heard anywhere from 50% of the revenue. And look, I know that's not going to happen. So, like, what are you guys going to sit in court all day and you're going to have to watch that? I don't know. I just think it's a lot easier. I think that it gives kids a chance, to make something of themselves while they're in school. Not everybody's going to be the superstar on a team, but they might be on TikTok. They might be on Instagram. They might be on YouTube. Who knows? I mean, they might be on their own website talking about all the other players while they're on the sideline handing them water. That's cool. Like, that kid would probably go viral every day if that's all he did, because he knew he wasn't going to play. So instead, he's doing the social media thing online or something. Like, what, he's the fourth string running back, but let him do something. I think it's fun. I think it would make the game a lot more interesting. I think it would make it fun. I think it'd make everybody more money. And if you were to adopt the token system, I think that would make it very interesting, extremely fun for the kids, for the education part of it, for financial literacy moving forward, team building concepts, because the whole university is working together to build the price of their token because they're in their wallets, and they want that to go up to the moon. If everybody's working to get together, if everybody's working together to get to the moon at a university, they'll get there. I mean, guaranteed. If you take that many people and build a cohesive bond, that token's price will go through the roof, and you'll win. Even if you don't win the CFB national championship, but you win the CFB tokenization championship. Think about it. I mean, that's better to me. Everybody eats, and everybody has more money in their pockets. So we'll talk more about this tokenomics factor here in a little bit. My phone keeps going off here. I'm out back sitting getting some fresh air at this amazing place to stay out here in Alabama, Daphne, Alabama, I think it is. Have a good one. Talk to you later.